viva profesores, viva academia, viva profesores, viva membra qualities, viva membra qualities, se necessi flores, se necessi flores. Cantiamo sicchitu, Iuvenes cum sumus. Cantiamo sicchitu, Iuvenes cum sumus. Pasqualesam Iuventutem, Pasqualesam senectutem, nos obebitur, nos obebitur. Viva academia, viva profesores, viva academia, viva profesores, viva membra qualities, viva membra qualities, se necessi flores, se necessi flores. Viva academia, viva profesores, viva academia, viva profesores, viva membra qualities, viva membra qualities, se necessi flores, se necessi flores. Viva academia, viva profesores, viva academia, viva profesores, viva membra qualities, viva membra qualities, se necessi flores, se necessi flores. Cantiamo sicchitu, Iuvenes cum sumus. Cantiamo sicchitu, Iuvenes cum sumus. Pasqualesam Iuventutem, Pasqualesam senectutem, nos obebitur, nos obebitur. Cantiamo sicchitu, Iuvenes cum sumus. Cantiamo sicchitu, Iuvenes cum sumus. Pasqualesam Iuventutem, Pasqualesam senectutem, nos obebitur, nos obebitur. Viva academia, viva profesores, viva academia, viva profesores, viva membra qualities, viva membra qualities, se necessi flores, se necessi flores. Cantiamo sicchitu, Iuvenes cum sumus. Cantiamo sicchitu, Iuvenes cum sumus. Pasqualesam Iuventutem, Pasqualesam senectutem, nos obebitur, nos obebitur. Viva academia, viva profesores, viva academia, viva profesores, viva membra qualities, viva membra qualities, se necessi flores, se necessi flores. Viva academia, viva profesores, viva academia, viva profesores, viva membra qualities, viva membra qualities, se necessi flores, se necessi flores. Viva academia, viva profesores. profesores, vivat academia, vivat profesores, vivat membram qualipes, vivat membram qualipes, semper sit in flore, semper sit in flore.
By virtue of the powers vested in me as the acting chancellor of the University of Zululand, I hereby consecute this congregation for the conferment of degrees and awarding of diplomas and certificates. You may be seated.
I'm reading from Daniel, the first chapter, verse 17. As for these 4 youths, God gave them learning and skill in all literature and wisdom, and Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. Let us pray. Almighty and holy God, we give you thanks for our education system, for all educators, and for the joys of teaching. Lord, as we begin these proceedings, we ask you to grace them with your presence and help us to seek your wisdom in all things. Dear God, as we celebrate education today, we remember the work of all educators, the men and women who have trained hard and now use their skills in educating others. We acknowledge their work and we want to understand the joys, the stresses, and the strains they feel in their daily work. We pray for teachers in special needs schools, in primary and higher schools, colleges and universities, and adult education. We pray, Lord, that you may give them peace, joy, and a sense of purpose in their teaching. Give them energy, commitment, and a sense, and give them awareness and sensitivity. Lord, we know that teaching can be a thankless task. Help us to be aware of the needs of those who have the responsibility of educating others. May society be supportive and caring, offering a listening ear and practical concern wherever they can. Lord, we humbly beseech you that the students graduating today may offer their time and talents, and in turn you may use them fully so that your love and the light of your kingdom may shine through them. Lord, I pray that you may open wide the doors of employment for them. I pray that you may bless their CVs so that those who will touch them may feel your presence and in turn have compassion on them. We ask all these prayers through Jesus Christ our Lord, our wisdom and our source of strength and power. Amen.
Chancellor, Chief Justice Raymond Myamezeli Zondo in absentia, Chairperson of University Council, Ms. Nomarashia Kaluza in absentia, Deputy Chairperson of University Council, Dr. Andrew Kaniki, Acting Chancellor, Prof. Xolisa Mthose, members of Council, President of the Convocation, Mr. N.L. Nkwanyana in absentia. Under special guests, Apostle and Prophetess Lomo, Mrs. Ntombela, and Dr. Ndaba. Chair of the Institutional Forum, Professor Khreling. Members of Executive and Extended Management, members of Senate, all university staff members, members of the Convocation and alumni, representative from Mkhwanazi Traditional Authority, chiefs of local traditional authorities, mayors of districts and local municipalities, SRC President Siyamukela Kumar, business partners, donors and sponsors, the student body at large, parents and guardians and relatives of the graduates. Most importantly, our graduates. I also acknowledge the presence of our guest speaker, Mr. Kuto Mabota. Good morning. Sanibonani, molweni. On behalf of the Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of Zululand, Prof. Xolisa Mthose, it is with sense of profound collective triumph that I welcome you to the third of the series of the 2023 graduation ceremonies that are lined up to take place this week. These occasions have become an annual ritual where all of us, graduates, parents, guardians, sponsors, society as large, as well as the university staff, commemorate the pinnacle of the work we have done over the years. Beyond the festivities, a graduation ceremony must be seen as a moment of deep reflection. It symbolizes a bridge we cross in a lifelong journey of human progress, from basic and foundational knowledge encountered and acquired during the first time we interact at the chalk floor to the attainment of higher order knowledge, skills and competencies that equip us with capabilities of making a difference in society. In this sense, the awarding and conferment of qualification is not an end in itself. It is rather a motivation for lifelong learning, and it should bring up new imaginations for the development of better life of all, free from shackles of poverty, inequality, and other forms of human strife. Indeed, the ideals of creating a better life for all are implied in the debates about the purpose of university education. At Unizulu, University of Zululand, as I will illustrate later, we subscribe to a perspective which advocates and promotes a form of education that produces and disseminates knowledge and competencies which enable graduates to engage in meaningful and produce work aimed at enhancing livelihoods of people or the community at large. In this connection, we draw insight from thinkers like Frantz Fanon, who advocate for that what matters is not to know the world, but to change it. Further says, in the world through which I travel, I am endlessly creating myself. The purpose of university education, driven by such thinking, must manifest at three levels of society, which is the macro, the meso, and the micro. At the macro of wider societal level, one of the main implications to derive from Fanon's words of wisdom is that the number of quality of graduates that exit the university must constitute the building blocks and catalysts to be deployed for the development of a learning society or a society that learns. Scholars like Hen have described a learning society as a model society in which the collective learning process is prevalent, equipped with competency to solve the problem inside by itself through consistent emergent evolution and learning. Striving to achieve the status of learning society is commended as a game changer in transformation of a given political economy and the attainment of sustainable development. We therefore must look up to our graduates to become promoters for the creation of learning South African society. The melting pot for this is at the university, at the meso level. At the university, we have embraced, in this university, we have embraced the responsibility to build a learning institution, one where continuous learning is used to transcend stifling preoccupation with survival demands and setting the organization onto a higher order service-oriented growth. The history of the University of Zululand attests to a trajectory that has seen the institution emerge from a proverbial age of abyss, which was paused between failure and success, and evolving to become a rekindled university that is being set onto a path of reinvention anchored on an Axel Vision 27 under the mantra of building Unizulu as a node of African thought. Launched in November 22, we can appreciate the significance of the idea of the African thought when we compare it with the Western thought or worldview. We can recall that in recent years, South African universities had to deal with hashtags, students' campaigns, which called for decolonized university curriculum, describing the current curricula as Western-oriented and alienating, and citing, among other things, the use of Western-based literature to support learning. The students' movement also resonated with a growing body of contemporary academic intellectual currents that have characterized the curriculum in African universities as one of the main mechanisms by which colonial power continues to be exercised in ways that sustain the oppressive world order, much like Steve Biko says, observed that the most potent weapon of the oppressor is mind of the oppressed. Put it in another way, by continuing to subject students to a curriculum aligned to the oppressor, the colonizer achieves compliance through mental control of the way people think, such as state of affairs is not only dehumanizing, it also clearly shows a purpose of education that is in dissonance with the objective needs and interests of our people. In this way, the University of Zululand Vision 27 envisages a nuanced understanding of purpose of university education. It goes beyond the narrow conception of education which produces employable but dehumanized human capital to one that encompasses emancipatory and liberative functions. In other words, while university education can be used for subjugation, at Unizulu, we keenly subscribe to the view that it also plays an important, preeminent role in the development of public consciousness, in the generation of new knowledge and competencies that are necessary for meaningful function in a complex and ever-changing modern society. Inside the melting pot of universe are individuals who, in final analysis, constitute the locus of investment in the decolonization and transformation effort. It is at this macro level that transformative learning takes place and gets aggregated at societal level. In this connection, Unizulu has continuously paid attention to the enhancement of graduate attributes, or called also graduateness. Our motivation has been to help students to acquire a set of personal qualities, competencies, and values over and above cognitive skills of their disciplines. Cultivating graduateness includes the development of certain attitudes, and orientations towards the labor market, self-development, and responsible citizenship. The purpose here is to strike a balance between education for a marketplace and educating for good citizenship. So that by the time a student exits university, he or she is a rounded individual. By allowing students to graduate, the university is therefore making a powerful statement about the individual's readiness to take up his or her rightful place as a productive citizen in an increasingly complex and unpredictable world. It is a world in which, on one hand, a graduate has to grapple with challenges of correcting the past by participating in the recalibration of development in terms of local indigenous populations in a way that reestablishes their dignity and self-determination. And on the other hand, championing in an inclusive way the so-called smart approaches to development in the context of the 4IR, digital and technological advantages. There is no option to ignore or even choose to prioritize these imperatives of modern South African life as they have become embedded in the purpose of university education. In 2023, now, we are graduating a total of 3,542 students, 3,128 of which are undergraduate, 289 honors, 77 masters, and 48 doctorates. The quality of graduates we produce is as important as the number that successfully meet the requirements of their qualification. In this respect, the purpose of university education is to achieve equity of student success. University of Zululand, as a so-called historically disadvantaged institution, has made huge strides towards flattening the statistical curve that was showing a severe underperformance of unprivileged students, who constitute most of our students. Our strategy of making student success the driving force of our teaching and learning practices is showing results. In one of his books, The Pedagogy of Heart, a Brazilian educationist, Paulo Freire, wrote that I recognize the obstacles, but I refuse to resign in them. The statement captures the spirit of which we are overcoming impediments of achieving equity of student success. As I conclude, I would like to take this opportunity to invite you, the graduates, to join the University of Zululand convocation. This is a statutory body of which you automatically become a member by virtue of obtaining a qualification from this university. The convocation elects members to university structures and through its affiliated alumni association supports the work of the university in many other ways. We hope that as alumnus, you will be able to contribute to the success of this university in a number of ways. We are also confident that the success you are celebrating today will energize you to actively ensure that your alma mater continues to soar to greater heights of excellence. Once again, a warm welcome and wish you a meaningful and productive life after university. I thank you. Acting Chancellor, it gives me pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Kuto Mabota. Mr. Kuto Mabota is the provincial manager of the ETDP SETA in KwaZulu-Natal since 2016. He has previously occupied the following position: Constituency Project Coordinator, Constituency Support Unit at EDTP SETA Head Office from 2015 to 2016. In 2012 to 2016, has been still advisor, EDTP SETA, Mpumalanga, 2006 to 2006, training specialist, Mpumalanga Provincial Department of Education. 1998 to 2006, an educator, Mpumalanga Provincial Education Department. Mr. Mabota holds the following qualifications: academic qualification, Masters in Human Resource Development, Bachelor of Technology, Human Resource Management, National Diploma, Human Resource Management, and Secondary Teacher's Diploma. Occupational qualifications, Management Development Program at the from the Stellenbosch University, Total Management and Public Sector Monitoring and Evaluation from the same university. Currently, he is pursuing an LLB degree at UNISA. Field of interest and expertise is human capital development, mentorship, youth leadership development and training. Expertise includes leadership, strategy development, and implementation, training and development, project management, coaching, and mentoring. Contribution and highlights: has been Deputy Chairperson of DUT School of Education, Advisory Board, participation in career pathing initiatives for rural learners, and involvement in graduate mentorship program. In 2011, got an award for overall best performance in HRD division. In 2005, an award for detection of improvement of 2004 grade 12 results. Acting Chancellor, I now invite Mr. Mabota to the podium to deliver his speech.
Thank you very much, Prof, for the introduction. Thank you, VC and Prof Ntombela, for the invitation. I'm indeed delighted to be part of this important event. Allow me to say all the protocol is observed. In so saying, acknowledging everybody present here today in their respective capacities. To our graduates, Molweni. Well done, and you did it. You deserve your moment in front here. And how I wish every day we could have events of this nature where we see people in their suits, their stilettos, and their ties. I'm very much aware that I'm standing between you being on stage as well as the many festivities that you have organized after this event. I'm going to be short to the point, but at the same time, sharing with you what I've prepared for you. After you shall have ascended this stage, you will be confronted with issues or challenges that are facing South Africa. And the non-exhaustive list of those challenges include: 1, the load shedding, which has now become our daily routine; the unemployment rate, which is very high. Not each one of you, especially the new graduates, who will be absorbed by the labor market after tomorrow. the rising debt burden of our government, the climate change that we are facing, the crime and other social ills that we are experiencing as a country. However, today is not the day to dwell on the negativity. What is important is how do you respond to all these challenges as a new graduate or as a graduate after this moment. Now, these are few of the things that I thought I should share with you in terms of dealing with those challenges. One, I spoke about exercising educational maturity. What do I mean by that? Recently, there's a tendency of graduates marching onto the streets with their academic regalia, showing their dissatisfaction in terms of the unemployment rate that is so high. But we've already listed above that our economy is stagnant, is not creating the job. That, for me, I don't think it shows educational maturity. I'll tell you why. The regalia that you're wearing today is one of the highest honors in the education field. So by marching, sweeping the floors, or sweeping the street as a sign of demonstration, it does not show respect or the honor of the regalia that you are wearing. For me, like somebody once said, education is what remains after everything else that you have studied has gone. You need to exercise that educational maturity. Number two, for those that will be competing in the market of those seeking employment, your individual brand is very much important. Now, how do you position yourself, the you brand, as an individual? We all know that you are in the different socials, your Twitter, your Facebook. That is an opportunity for you now to make use of those socials to your advantage. You need to be careful of that inappropriate post that you have on your social, because it may become detrimental to your future. What hiring managers are doing recently, they go to your socials as the first port of reference to check as to whether is this a decent person that we can hire. So as an individual, make sure that your branding is in order. One of the things that you need to be careful about, especially as you'll be seeking or positioning yourself in terms of the labor market, your one-size-fits-all CV, you need to discard and make sure that you adjust your CV to the position that you'll be applying for. Let me give you an example. If you will be applying for a position in a marketing department, if you have 10,000 followers on Twitter, that will work to your advantage, because whatever brand that you will be promoting, it says to the company that it will be exposed, this brand or this product will be exposed to this number of people. So your CV should talk to the kind of the position that you will be applying for. So therefore, branding yourself is one of the things that you really need to look for, especially as you'll be positioning yourself for the new position or for the labor market, I'm sorry. The other important element is, are you tech savvy? Are you technologically savvy? We all know that AI, artificial intelligence, and the 4IR is disrupting the status quo. Nowadays, if you go to your fast food outlets, you no longer place your order at the counter, but you use your self-serving kiosk to place your order. Where does that put you? Are you at a position where if they say the subject that you are specialized in is going to be phased out, you now need to be reskilled on robotics and coding? Are you ready for that challenge? because chances are some of you who will be entering the labor market, you are most likely to be reskilled or upskilled in the field of IT, given the technological advancement that we are facing. The other important point that I want to share with you is around making sure that you follow a need-driven approach in whatever initiative that you will be taking as a new graduate or as a graduate. Because if you are going to register a company and seek for a funding, that may not work. That model is not always working in the sense that we are saying the government cannot provide for everybody. But if your proposal is addressing a particular need, your chances are very high that you could be funded for what you are addressing in terms of your proposal. So therefore, if the government is unable to address some of the basic social needs, that opens up an opportunity for you to address the need that government cannot address. So therefore, a need-driven approach in what you will be doing is very much important. The other important thing is you are now going to get your qualification. For some, it's new. For others, they're adding in terms of what they have. It's very much important that you acknowledge that that is a privilege for you, because a foundation has been laid for you to make sure that you advance your life and the life of others. So therefore, all the challenges that I've raised earlier on, no one is going to come here and solve them on our behalf, but it's you, through your education, that you need to make sure that you use your education to address all the many challenges that we have as a country. As I conclude, I just want to share with you a story about one pencil maker who used to give instructions or 5 instructions to the pencils that they were ready or that were due for shipment or distribution to other outlets. One of the instructions that he would usually give to them was to say, allow yourself to be used. As a pencil, you are made to be used. Allow yourself to be used. As a graduate, for some, you may be even the first person to graduate within your family. Allow your family members, allow your siblings, allow the community to tap into your knowledge that you have gained. Allow the community to tap into the skills and the education that you are now having today. The second instruction would say to their pencil, accept mistakes and self-correct. That is why I made an eraser for you. As an individual, go out there, make mistakes, take a pause, introspect, and move forward, because to err is human. The other instruction that he would give would say, what matters is inside you. A pencil without a lid is useless. So you will be influenced by many things around you. You need to know your principles, you need to know your morals, because you will be tempted by the lot of social media pressures that we see out there. Please make sure that you remain resolute on your principle as well as your character. The other instruction, he would say, allow yourself to be sharpened. Allow yourself to be sharpened. This is just a beginning of your future. Things are changing every day. Whatever that you learned in the past 3 years, chances are we no longer need in the market. You need to upgrade yourself on a continuous basis. Sharpen your skills, sharpen your knowledge so that you remain relevant. And lastly, go out there and make your mark, because the pencil is made to go out there and make your mark. Once again, congratulations, and you did it. Thank you.
Sulenya, uyalalelwa umoya na Zulutsinya. Nkosi ubhekise pheko nyamasa akubusayo nezulu selikuqhubele amukho osisizayo Nkosi sengathi ungavuka usisindise thina ngokuba nguwe nosomandla onakho ukusigcina nangolalelwa ngamazala Sulanya, Sulanya, noma ulwandle lubumayo, noma amadimoni alimayo, ungesishonisi sikebele, izinto zamandla phakazile. Uyalalelwa umoya na Sulanya, Sulanya, uyalalelwa umoya na Zulutsinya. Manje osizingeloni, ngikhala nje kuwe Nkosi. Uphuphuthuma ungisize, amuka ngesabi Nkosi. Ngesisilingo esibi, sihlupha umoya wami. Ngiyafa ngisize, ngihlenge bubini bami. Nangolalelwa ngamazala, Sulanya, Sulanya, noma ulwandle lubumayo, noma amadimoni alimayo, ungesishonisi sikebele, izinto zamandla phakazile. Uyalalelwa umoya na Sulanya, Sulanya, uyalalelwa umoya na Zulutsinya. Uyalalelwa umoya na Sulanya, Sulanya, uyalalelwa umoya na Zulutsinya. Uyalalelwa umoya na Sulanya, Sulanya, uyalalelwa umoya na Zulutsinya.
Acting Chancellor, honored guests, I shall now proceed with conferring degrees and award diplomas and certificates. I request the candidate to take up their position. I call the Dean of the Faculty of Education to present the candidates for various degrees and diplomas. Acting Chancellor, I now have the honor to request the Dean of the Faculty of Education, Professor Ntombela, to present the graduates to you.
Acting Chancellor, I request you to confer postgraduate degrees to the candidates as well as those persons in absentia whose names appear in the program.
By virtue of the power vested in me, I confer postgraduate degrees to candidates whose names appear on the program as requested.
Acting Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you postgraduate degree candidates.
Conferred. I confer the degree of Doctor of Education on candidates whose names appear on the program.
Dlamini Nokuthula Celumusa. The title is Management Practices of Competency-Based Education by Primary School Principals in Eswatini. She was supervised by Professor Kutame, co-supervised by Dr. Kapuya. I'm going to request Professor Kutame to read the citation.
Thank you. The introduction of competency-based education in Eswatini primary schools in 2019 brought about changes in the management practices of the primary schools principals. They were mandated to see to it that the CBE curriculum is effectively implemented. However, there was minimal capacitation of the CBE curriculum. The aim of a study was to explore the management practices by primary school principals on the implementation of competency-based education in Eswatini. The findings of the study pointed out that principals do practice their management roles, although they have limitations brought by lack of confidence with the CBE curriculum. Inadequate resources, both human and material, affect the implementation of CBE in the schools. The study recommends that government extensively capacitate principals, educators, and parents in CBE and provide resources in all schools. The model is proposed from the findings for the realization of effective implementation and management practices by the principal. Thank you.
Acting Chancellor, I present to you Nokuthula Celumusa Dlamini for the doctoral degree.
Welcome, Dr. Dlamini.
Nsumbedzeni Angela Kwinda. The title of her study was Teaching Handwriting Skills to Foundation Phase Student Teachers based at a rural university in Limpopo Province. She was supervised by Drs. Kulu and Kok. I'm requesting one of Dr. Kok to come and read the citation.
It gives me great pleasure to read the summary of Angela's thesis. The study investigated the teaching of handwriting skills to foundation phase student teachers at a rural university in the Limpopo province. It sought to establish how foundation phase student teachers develop their methodology for teaching handwriting skills using their reflections on their school-based teaching practice experiences. A qualitative research approach was adopted and data were generated through online individual interviews, classroom observation schedules, and online focus group discussions. The findings indicated that foundation phase student teachers value and acknowledge the importance of teaching handwriting skills, but that their knowledge of this skill was limited as too little time is allocated to the teaching of how to teach handwriting at their university. The study recommended that foundation phase student teachers need to develop pedagogical content knowledge for teaching handwriting, and that universities must provide ample learning opportunities, including online opportunities, for student teachers to develop confidence and competence in how to teach handwriting. It also recommended that the Department of Basic Education should consider including the teaching of handwriting in the foundation phase timetable to give learners adequate time to develop this important skill.
Thank you, Dr. Cook. Acting Chancellor, I present to you Nsumbedzeni Angela Kwinda for the Doctor of Education degree. Who's reading?
Congratulations. Welcome. Dr. Kwinda.
Matsipi, Modisi Gilbert Matsipi. The title is The Provision of Effective Learning Environment for Children Experiencing Barriers to Learning in Rural Primary Schools of Mopani East District. He was supervised by Professors Kutame and Gamede, and Professor Kutame will read the citation.
Previous studies in Limpopo highlight that primary schools fail to cope with learners who experience barriers to learning. This study investigated the provision of an effective learning environment for children experiencing barriers to learning in rural primary schools. Results show that integration is given top priority at the beginning of the year when classes are assembled. Most schools identify the different barriers to learning that learners experience before commencing the integration process, and learners are counseled to accept each other without discrimination. However, some teachers resent teaching learners experiencing barriers. Additionally, physical infrastructure in the majority of schools has been found not compliant with accommodating learners who experience barriers. There are some schools which refer prospective learners experiencing barriers to other schools to avoid enrolling them. The study concludes that training courses for teachers at university must be revisited with a view of making them incorporate courses on inclusive education requisite skills. A model suggesting a top-down structure of how inclusive education can be infused in all government structures from parliament to school level was developed. Thank you very much, Machid.
Acting Chancellor, I present to you Molisi Gilbert Matsipi for the Doctor of Education degree.
Congratulations, Dr. Motsipi. I present to you Dr. Motsipi.
It's your day.
Gugu Precious Mkonta. Her title was Exploring the Challenges Facing High School Teachers and Principals in Implementing Guidance and Counseling Services in Manzini Region, Eswatini. She was supervised by Professor Nzima and Dr. Mngomezulu. Professor Nzima is going to read the citation.
The study aimed to investigate the challenges facing principals and teachers in implementing guidance and counseling at high schools in Manzini region of Eswatini. It sought to identify challenges and suggest possible solutions to such challenges in order to enhance performance of the high school learners in the region. The study adopted a mixed method approach, and hence both qualitative and quantitative data collection methods and analysis techniques were used to make sense of the collected data. The results of the study revealed numerous challenges in the provision of guidance and counseling services. These included lack of time, inadequate facilities and resources, insufficient training of personnel, and the sequelae of other challenges. The study recommended, among other things, the hiring of full-time guidance and counselors and the provision of the necessary facilities for guidance and counseling services. In addition, regular follow-ups were recommended to monitor and evaluate the program to ensure that all high schools implement guidance and counseling services efficiently and effectively.
Thank you, Prof. Acting Chancellor, I present Precious Gugu Mkonta for the Doctor of Education degree.
Congratulations, Dr. Mkonta. I present to you Dr. Mkonta. Can-
Oh, good. Thank you, Prof. Guguletu Ncube. The title of the study was The Influence of Teacher Professional Identity on Teaching Number Concepts in the Foundation Phase. She was supervised by Professors Udame and Ntombela, and I will take the honor of reading the citation. The aim of the study was to find out the influence of teacher professional identity on teaching number concepts in the foundation phase. The findings reveal that teachers view themselves as pedagogical content knowledge specialists, among others. However, there was a lack of synergy between the way teachers teach number concepts and their self-image. The self-image was not reflected in their teaching. The study concluded that teacher professional identity has no influence on teaching number concepts in the foundation phase. Teacher professional identity provides a structure for teachers to construct their own thoughts and actions and understand their positions in the wider communities in which they teach. Teacher professional identity is acquired through encounter and the sense that is made of that encounter. A model was developed which recommends that teachers should consider investing in the development of their teacher professional identity because they teach their identities. Acting Chancellor, I present Guguletu Ncube for the Doctor of Education degree.
Congratulations, Dr. Ncube. And I present to you Dr. Ncube.
Nkosinathi Nkambule, The title of the study was The Effect of a Normal Progression Managerial Framework for Monitoring Promotion of Teaching and Learning in Primary Schools in the Manzini region, Eswatini. He was supervised by Professor Kutame and Dr. Kapuya. Prof. Kutame will read the citation.
The aim of this study was to explore the effects of a normal progression managerial framework for monitoring and promoting teaching and learning in primary schools in the Manzini region of Eswatini. The findings indicate that when a learner progresses to the next grade without having completed the previous grade's content, they fail to understand new concepts because they lack the basics. Students who are progressing academically have benefited substantially from intervention tactics such as incentive and remediation. Students are frequently promoted to the following grade with the previous grade teacher. This usually aids in the development of a deeper understanding in the teacher-student connection. Results suggest that maturity and the spiral instructional technique assist students in catching up with their academic achievement. The study proposed a model for the realization of an effective managerial framework for the effective implementation and management of normal progression in schools. Thank you.
Acting Chancellor, I present Nkosinathi Nkambule for the Doctor of Education degree.
Congratulations, Dr. Nkambule. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Dr. Nkambule.
Zanele Faith Simelane. The title of this study is Exploring Factors that Lead to High Failure Rate Among Final Year Students in Public Higher Education Institutions in the Kingdom of Eswatini. She was supervised by Professor Nzima and Dr. Mkonza. Prof. Nzima will read the citation.
The aim of the study was to investigate the causes of high failure rate among students in their final year of study at institutions of higher learning in Eswatini. The study employed a qualitative research approach which was underpinned or informed by a constructive grounded theory. Data were collected through face-to-face in-depth interviews. The findings revealed that the institutions contributed to the high failure rate of final year students. Among other things, professional development of university lecturing staff and inadequate student support services were identified as contributory factors to students' failure at the final year level. As a result, a substantive strategy framework was developed to address the many challenges faced by both the institutions and the affected students. The framework consists of three components, namely the pre-entry course, professional development, and student support services. If implemented successfully, the strategy will undoubtedly lead to significant improvements in the pass rate of final year students in higher education institutions in Eswatini. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Acting Chancellor, may I present Zanele Faith Simelane for the Doctor of Education degree.
Congratulations, Dr. Simelane. I present Dr. Simelane to you. Thank you.
Pumlile Ruth Anderson, her study was translingual teaching of creative writing in grade 4 classrooms in the Shiselweni region of Eswatini. She was supervised by Doctors Maluleke and Gazu, and I will read the citation. The mixed method study aimed to explore translingual practices on creative writing instruction and learning in bilingual grade 4 classrooms in Eswatini's Shiselweni region. The study explored teachers' experiences with translingual teaching methods in bilingual Siswati English classroom contexts and compared learner competency levels in creative writing between groups that use translingual instruction and those that do not. Despite school policies prohibiting languages other than the prescribed language of instruction, Siswati and English were being used fluidly by both teachers and learners. Results from a quasi-experiment showed that learners achieved higher academic success when taught in English as their second language and wrote in Siswati as their home language. The above findings highlight the importance of translanguaging pedagogy for creative writing in the Eswatini context. The study emphasizes the significance of incorporating learners' home languages into the classroom to enhance their learning and academic success. Although Eswatini's educational policy advocates for using Siswati as the language of instruction in the first 4 grades, school policies need to be revised to accommodate translanguaging, as both teachers and learners agree that it is an effective approach that maximizes learning. This study contributes to the existing body of knowledge by underscoring the importance of adopting translanguaging pedagogy to promote creative writing and learning in Eswatini's bilingual grade 4 classrooms. It also serves as a starting point for further research into the meaning-making processes of young translingual writers in bilingual contexts. Examiners found the study timely as it challenges school policies in Eswatini that do not accommodate translanguaging despite sector policy. Translanguaging maximizes learning, and the study highlights its importance in creative writing, contributing to knowledge and serving as a starting point for further research. Acting Chancellor, may I present Pumlile Ruth Anderson for the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Congratulations, Dr. Anderson. And I present to you Dr. Anderson. Thank you. I confer the Doctor of Philosophy on candidates whose names appear on the program, including Dr. Anderson, who has just graduated.
Lungile Lindile Primrose Bele for the Doctor of Philosophy. The title of her study was Benefits of Service Learning, a case of pre-service teachers at a South African university. She was supervised by Professors Mabusela and Nzima, and Professor Mabusela will read the citation.
The primary aim of the study was to examine the benefits of exposing third-year Bachelor of Education students to service learning at a South African university, a qualitative research paradigm underpinned by an interpretive epistemology was used, and a non-random sampling technique was used to select participants from the Faculty of Education at the participating institution. Data were generated following observing classroom activity and semi-structured and focus group interviews. Overall, the results revealed that apart from enhancing academic skills, the third-year student gained self-confidence and enhanced self-esteem. The study revealed that exposing students to service learning made them gain academic knowledge, cognitive skills, interpersonal skills, and self-confidence as they endeavor to put theoretical knowledge to practice. The study recommended that there be advocacy to promote the value and benefit of service learning among academics and staff, and profiling service learning widely on the university campuses, and innovative pedagogy that entrenches available skills, value, and research to students and lecturers, leading to the transformation of communities and societies.
Acting Chancellor, may I present Lungile Lindile Primrose Bele for the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Congratulations, Dr. Bele. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dr. Bele.
Noktula Pearson Ndaba. The study was titled Evaluating Teachers' Participation in Continuing Professional Teacher Development in Ilembe District. She was supervised by Professors Mapalala and Dr. Ngubane, and I will ask Dr. Ngubane to read the citation.
Thank you, Prof. Continuing Professional Teacher Development, CPTD in South Africa, was established to improve teachers' pedagogy and to ensure that teachers are up to date with the latest research, teaching methods, and technologies which can help them to be more effective in the classroom. The study evaluated teachers' participation in continuing professional teacher development in Ilembe District. Social constructivism theory and interpretivism underpinned the study as a lens to understand teachers' views and attitudes towards participation in CPTD. A qualitative research design was used to collect data from a purposively selected sample of 16 schools and office-based participants from Ilembe District in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. A total of 12 teachers participated in focus group discussions, and 3 school management team members and 1 district official participated in individual semi-structured interviews. Data were analyzed through inductive thematic analysis following the measures suggested by Brun and Clark. The findings reveal that teachers have varied learning needs for the development of pedagogical content knowledge and ICT skills, both for personal learning needs for their development and pedagogical, for their development, both ICT skills, both for personal growth and use in the classrooms. This suggests some incoherence on the part of the CPTD, as it does not appear to resonate with teachers' expectations. The study recommends enacting and implementing a more coherent CPTD policy to guide teachers' learning in practice. Furthermore, it recommends that CPTD for Ilembe teachers should integrate more models that foster collaboration and social interaction in learning, which can lead to sharing of best practices and the development of new ideas. This can be particularly beneficial in addressing challenges that may be specific to a particular school or community. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you. Acting Chancellor, may I present Noktula Hirsen Ndaba for the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
Congratulations, Dr. Ndaba. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dr. Ndaba.
Acting Chancellor, may I present Master of Education students.
I confer the degree of Master of Education on candidates whose names appear on the program.
Stembiso Brian Dlamini.
Dlamini, come here. Your degree is here. Congratulations.
In the box. Chris. Chris Kahlengiwe Kunene. In the middle. Thabile Siphiwe Ndlozi. Fanfikile Henry Nkosi. Lufuno Tangulani Squiville. Acting Chancellor, Bachelor of Education Honors.
I confer the degree of Bachelor of Education Honors on candidates whose names appear on the program.
Mthokozisi Wiseman Mnyandu. The others are in absentia. Acting Chancellor, Bachelor of Education Honors language education. Same.
Sibahle Patricia Dladla. Pioguhle Figile Hlabisa. Khumalo Mpiliso. Okay, okay. Olwethu Cassandra Mbambo, qualification obtained with merit. Thabiso Sizwe Msimango. Sandiso Sakhile Gift Ncube, qualification obtained with distinction. Sinqobile Trevor Ndelu. Lindiwe Olga Sibisi. Sylvia Welile Sithole.
Acting Chancellor, Bachelor of Education. Not honors, bachelor, just Bachelor of Education.
I confer the degree of Bachelor of Education on candidates whose names appear on the program.
Thank you very much. Eh, Dlamini Philisiwe. Tulani Gumede. Anele Robert Mthembu. Mbizeli Robert. Mbizeli. Hamba Robert. Luhluthando Shezi. Ume. Simelane sinenhlanhla. Samba ke simelane.
Kusekhaya la.
Kwenzeni manje? I'm shocked. Don't do that. Zwelihle Sishi. Nokuphiwa bukhosini.
I confer the degree of Bachelor of Education Foundation Phase Teaching on candidates whose names appear on the program.
Mbali Buthelezi.
Congratulations, ma'am.
You must kneel. Ntombizile Cele.
I love your stance.
Okay. Okay. Philile Lorraine Tsibane.
Excuse me, Tisha.
Busisiwe Angel Dube. Mxolisi Smanga Junior Gazu. Bongiwe Mary Gumede. Hamba sisi. Senamile Gumede. Xoliswa Brian Khoza. Buyisile Felicia Khumalo. Funa ukuthenjwa Langa. Hamba lapha. Sibusisiwe Luthuli. Hamba sisi. Zuzile Nkosingiphile Mabika.
Dolly Goodness Madonsela. Nontsikelelo Sinethemba Magwaza. Khanyisiwe Nothando Mahaya. Namsile Monica Mahaye. Siethemba Agnes Majola. Tabiso Brian Makatini. Nomugelo Nandi Manyati. Cela ukuthula Mathe. Sibahle Mathunjwa. Nomkhosi Nozipho Mbambo. Thobeka Princess Mbanjwa. Londiwe Perseverance Mbatha. Nothile Innocentia Mbele. Nothando Fezile Mbigo. Sinethemba Thando Mbokazi. Nosipho Mdlolo. Zimasa Laurentia Memela. Sithembiso Sekwanele Mfekayi. Bongekile Patricia Mhlongo. Lindokuhle Cyprian Mhlongo. Njabulo Mhlongo. Thembisile Fikile Mhlongo. Zanele Zandile Mhlongo. Ignatia Bongeka Mkhize. Sifiso Mkhize. Portia Busisiwe Mlambo. Lwazi Mlangeni. Princess Mlondo. Nomvula Dumile Mgomezulu. Come. Lungiswa sigcino kwakhe Mnguni. Nombuso Happiness Mnguni. Happiness Mpanza. Lungile ntombi zakhe Mpanza. Sibahle Tracy Mpanza. Sibusiso Mpanza. Square. Msibi Zodwa. Happy girl Wile Mthethwa. Thembani Mthethwa. Thembelihle Neluthando Gracia. Hamba lapha sisi. Okay. Zamokuhle Petros Mthembu.
Nobuhle Zibuyisile Mthethwa. Spesihle Sindisiwe Mthethwa. Sindiswa Ignatia Mvundla. Lungisile Mwandla. Nokubonga Hope Mieni. Snenhlanhla Pretty Mieni. Okay. Simpiwe Nkululeko Nasha. Zanele Nciki. Zanele Ndimande. Nokubongwa Nomonde Ndlovu. Londeka Privenya Ndwandwe. Tethelelo Ndwandwe. Tempeli Sthembiso Ndwandwe. Londiwe Zinhle Ngcobo. Nokubonga Ngcobo. Sinothando Ngema. Yenziwe Ngema. Cebile Ngidi. Nontobeko Ngobese.
I forgot the ticket in the car. I forgot it in the car. I forgot the ticket in the car. Ngubane
Nelisiwe ekugcineni. Gcinile Nelisiwe Ngubane. Makhosazana Ngubane. Nosphiwe Ngubane.
Simangele Ngubane. Thandeka Ngubane. Mbalenhle Angel Ngwenya. Thobeka Thandeka Nkwanyana. Kethukuthula Ntsibande. Amanda Happiness Ntaga. Ngobile Lady Fentombela. Sheziphi Changase. Lulega Gciniwe Nchangase. Nomkhosi Creamy Ntuli. Minenhle Ntuli. Kwenza Innocent Nxumalo. Sanele Mvelo Nxumalo. Nonhlanhla Nzama. Samgelisiwe Phoswa. Zama Nqobile Shozi. Kethiwe Sibisi. Bangabongwe Feziwe Sibisi. Kosikhona Sanele Sibisi. Tombikayise Maphiwe Sibiya. Tobeka Nothile Sithole. Snenhlanhla Elsie Sithole. Phumzile Mantamzana Sithole. Zandile Nokubongwa Sithole. Luthando Sontangana. Nontsikelelo Simangele Tembe. Samgelisiwe Thusini. Sorry. Yolanda Thutini. Bantu. Feziwe Vuyo Xulu. Sinothile Silindile Xulu. Zinhle Promise Zondi. Lindi igama lakho libizwe. Sthembiso Atwell Zuke. Hlengiwe Samgelisiwe Zulu. Nontsikelelo Peaceful Celumusa Zulu. Londeka Zuma.
Acting Chancellor, Bachelor of Education, Further Education and Training.
I confer the degree. I confer the degree of Bachelor of Education, Further Education and Training on candidates whose names appear on the program.
Nondumiso Nontsikelelo Pengu.
Nozipho Bhengu, Sesenele fika nenhlanhla Bhengu, Hlobisile Nokwazi Biyela, Tholokuhle Winile Biyela, Fisani Zethu Buthelezi, Phumlani Mnotho Buthelezi, Sanele Bonga konke Buthelezi, Siyabonga Bonisanani Buthelezi, Zakithi Nomusa Buthelezi, Nokwanda Favorite Cele, Fortunate Nothando Cele, Snethemba Perfect Cele, Zilungile Cele, Noxolo Nokwanda Dladla, Daluxolo Muzi Dlamini, Sibusiso Dlamini, Snethemba Dlamini, Siyabonga Dlamini, Minenhle Mbali Gazu, Bongekile Gumede, Ndondo Ntombikayise Amazon, Samson Jackson Gumede, Thulasizwe Gumede,
Qiniso Win Love Hlatshwayo. Inside. Yeah. Tando yenkosi Hlombe. Snothile Valencia Hlongwa. Mpendulo Hlongwane. Snothile Kaunda. Thobeka Khanyile. Wandile Mlamuli Khanyase. Happiness Sizakele Slindile Khoza. Senzeni Nondumiso Khubisa. Akhona Mandla Khumalo. Bongiwe Khumalo. Kumbulani Owen Khumalo. Mxolisi Sakhile. Noluthando Khumalo. Samgelisiwe Khumalo. Bongiseni Nicholas Kubheka. Nomonde Lucia Khumalo. Thobeka Penelope Kunene. Bongeka Shalon Michelle Lamola. Asanda Nomathemba Langa. Samgele Anele Langa. Mlungisi Luvuno. Luvuno. Sandiso Samgele Mabaso. Sanele Begabantungwa Mabaso. Vuyelwa Nontsikelelo Mabiga. Tobile Precious Mabizela. Nonjabulo Madlala. Tokomalo fanele sibonge Maduma. Precious Buyisiwe Maduma. Lindiwe Lungile Mafulega. Kwanele Pephisile Magubane. Lwazi Dion Majola. Noluthando Majola. Nolwazi Makhunga. Correct. The correct term. Yes. Qiniso Mamba. Buhle Manje. Slindile Precious Manzini. Lindani Maphumulo. Menzi Masigane, degree attained with distinction. Talent Emate. Skhulile Precious Matendra. Tokozo Sibonelo Mavundla. Nosipho Cynthia Mavuso. Mlungisi Mazibuko. Thobekile Zethembe Mbatha. Ziningi Mbele. Mbokazi Valencia Nomthandazo Mbokazi. Nozipho Mbutho. Siphelelisiwe Penelope Mkhunu. Oh. Seneme Luthando Mdladla. Nokwanda Thokozile Mdletshe. Sithembiso Nkosinomusa Mdluli. Sizwe Bandile Mhlanga. Anele Mhlongo. Snegugu Mhlongo. Velenkosini Mhlongo. Siyanda Mhlophe. Mjad Funeka Kholeka Mjadu. Nosipho Nomfundo Mkhabela. Tethelelo Nosipho Mkhabela. Luyanda Mkhize. Lethokuhle Busiswa Mkhonza. Khetho kuhle takhona mkhwanazi. Lungisani siyabonga mkhwanazi. Skhumbuzo precious mkhwanazi. Nombuso Pinki Mlambo. Nomfundo Mlambo. Mnelisi Mgciniseni Mlotshwa.
Yeah. Siqiniseko mfundo mngomezulu. Mxolisi Mnisi. Khayelihle Innocent Mpanza. Thobani Njabulo Mpanza. Xoliswa Mpanza. Sinovuyo Mphiwa. Elihle Mpithi. Thabani Phumlani Mpontshane. Lindelani Mpungose, qualification obtained with distinction. Sibulelo Msimanga. Lindani Mpumelelo Msomi. Mlungisi Mthembu. Sanele Mthembu. Slindile Nozipho Mthembu. Talente Mfana futhi Mthembu. Lungani Zipho Zenkosi Mthethwa. Hlakanipho Wiseman Mthethwa.
Siqiniseko Mthethwa. Minenhle Mthiyane. Lunga Mtizana. Noxolo Amanda Mvelase. Nokwanda Myeza. Bonganathi Glamorous Ngala. Khayelihle Nqokwana. Msawenkosi Ayanda Ndaba. Nokwanda Precious Ndlovu. Nolwazi Ndlovu. Siyabonga Jeffrey Ndlovu. Luyanda Ndwalane. Phathekani Gift Ncamphalala. Nobuhle Ngcongo. Ayanda Lady Fengema. Nozipho Nombuso Ngema. No. Was right. Wandile Ngidi. Lwazi Ngubane. Mthokozisi Wiseman Ngubane. Andile Njoko. Ndumiso Severinius Nkosi. Ethelelo Precious Nkosi. Smangele Nkosi.
Nondumiso Mtsele. Lungile Pindokuhle Ntshakala. Sindi Pamela Ntshangase. Ndumiso Mabandla Ntshangase. Amanda Ntuthuko Nxumalo. Nothando Princess Nxumalo. Anele Nyawose. Londeka Nyawuza. Nontando Phakamile. Nokulinda Sindiswa Phakathi. Hlengiwe Pretty Phoswa. Mongezi Qwabe. Phiwo Kuhle Ntombezinhle Qwabe. Qiniselani Wiseman Qwabe. Ikaheng Selemo. Jacob Joseph Shabalala. Nontokozo Talente Shabalala. Kosiyabona Charles Shando. Zandile Gcine Phishezi. Xoli Pearl Shiba. Fakazi Ntombenhle Samkelisiwe Sibisi. Bongekile Sibiya. Mvuzo Mbuyiselo Sibiya. Sicela kuhle Sibiya. Lihle Themba Sinazo Simon. Jabulani Sithole. Khulekani Leonard Twala. Ncedo Wekeza. Mnothiseni Xaba. Phumlani Luyanda Xaba. Nomzamo Ntombikhona Xulu. Sifisile Velile Xulu. Lindokuhle Cleopas Zibula. Kethukuthula Simiso Zondo. Khanyisani Fisokuhle Zulu. Mthokozisi Zulu. Muzi Jethro Zulu. Nomfundo Zulu. Nompilo Nothando Zulu. Spesihle Innocentia Zulu. Spiwe Emmanuel Zulu. Nduduzi Thembinkosi Zwane. Noluthando Zwane.
Hey, noma ngabe izinto zodaka. Hey, noma ngabe izinto zodaka. Hey, noma ngabe izinto zodaka. Hey, noma ngabe izinto izinto zodaka. Hey, noma ngabe izinto zodaka. Hey, wemntanami kusekhaya la. Hey, kusekhaya la. Hey, wemntanami kusekhaya la. Hey, kusekhaya la. Oh, hey, wemntanami ubonga lokho okuphiwayo. Wemntanami ekubonga okuncane kubonga okukhulu. Wemntanami ubonga lokho okuphiwayo. Lokho okutholayo. Ekubonga okuncane kubonga okukhulu. Wemntanami ubonga lokho okuphiwayo. Lokho okutholayo. Ekubonga okuncane kubonga okukhulu. Wemntanami ubonga lokho okuphiwayo. Lokho okutholayo. Ekubonga okuncane kubonga okukhulu. Mntanami ubonga lokho okuphiwayo. Lokho okutholayo. Ekubonga okuncane kubonga okukhulu. Awubeki ngasi. Hey, futhi ngizohamba ngizokunikela kwamnandi ukubekezela. Kamsani. Hey, futhi ngizohamba ngizokunikela kwamnandi ukubekezela. Ibeki ngasi. Hey, futhi ngizohamba ngizokunikela kwamnandi ukubekezela. Awubeki ngasi. Hey, futhi ngizohamba ngizokunikela kwamnandi ukubekezela. Umthandi awubeki ngasi. Hey, futhi ngizohamba ngizokunikela kwamnandi ukubekezela. Bengingazi. Awukwamnandi ukubekezela. Awubengingazi. Awukwamnandi ukubekezela. Awukwamnandi ukubekezela. Kwamnandi ukubekezela. Hey, kwamnandi ukubekezela. Kwamnandi ukubekezela. Hey, kwamnandi ukubekezela. Hey, kwamnandi ukubekezela. Hey, ngumuntu osekhawula lamaqhawe. 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 kaula la makawe. Amundo se kaula la makawe. Amundo se kaula la makawe. Uyayivumela. Uyayivumela. Awubabengaphi? Hayi bani bani.
Siyabonga. Sabonga. Sambona umntose phakathi kwawo amaqhawe. Wangawaqhawula kuphela wangena phakathi kwawo. Siyabonga. We still have one more item. Esibiza top achievers, top 5 achievers. This is sponsored by the Vice Chancellor. In each faculty, we identify 5 students who performed excellently well. And for the Faculty of Education, it so happens that all 5 of those students are in this session. So we are going to call out 5 students to come forward and receive their Vice Chancellor's Award. The first one is Nontobeko Mavimbela, PGCE in Education, Further Education and Training. Nontobeko, please come forward. Not yet. Oh, PGCE, okay. Claribel Nomfundo Mtambo. Not here. Mbalenhle Angel Ngwenya. Okay. Thank you.
Chairperson of Council, Ms. Taloza, in absentia. Chancellor of the University of Zululand, in absentia. Vice Chancellor, as an acting Chancellor, Prof. X. Mtosa. President of Convocation, in absentia, Mr. Nkwanyana. Program Director, University staff present, President of the SRC, Siyamukela Yaya Mamillion Kumalo and the entire leadership of the SRC present. Abazali okuyibona that have been with us, supporting and nurturing us. And finally, the graduates osingabo. Ngiyanibingelela. My name is Piliso Kumalo, the Secretary General of the SRC. Please receive my warm and heartfelt greetings. We meet today to celebrate the journey of a black child whose journey has been fraught with challenges emanating from the poor background. We meet today to celebrate the victory of the downtrodden, dehumanized, and degraded. Today we join hands with the young people from the dusty street of our country to celebrate this enormous victory. We rejoice because it has not been easy for us as young black children growing up in a society characterized by anti-education stereotypes, an anti-intellectual mob, triple challenges, drug abuse, and many other challenges facing our country. We rejoice because some of us have been told we are good for nothing, but we still made it. Young people, we must not end here. We must take up the fight against high rate of unemployment. It is young, educated people who have the responsibility to take this country forward. Frantz Fanon correctly explicated that, and I quote, each generation must, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission, fulfill it, or betray it. It is up to us whether we betray or fulfill our mission. Our mission should not only end with us getting our degrees. As a generation, we must become agents of change in our communities and be exemplary leaders in everything we do. A rhetorical question would, if it is not us, then who? If not now, then when? The spiraling level of unemployment is a sign that we must all change our thinking toward entrepreneurship. In fact, as a generation, we must fight to ensure that at the early stages of education, our children are taught about entrepreneurship. Siyekele ukupraise ama-bourgeoisie, abantu abangasizi ngalutho, sithi umndeni wabani u-rich, umndeni wabani u-rich. Nathi kumele senze amabhizinisi wethu, sipromote entrepreneurship. To our unsung heroes, abazali abasebenza emakhishini, abadayisa emgwaqeni, abangathathi entweni, ngaqedi uma wami ukhona lapha, lento engichaza la ikakhulukazi ngisusela kuyena because naye ubekadayisa emgwaqeni esigqokisa esifundisa kunzima ubaba engekho angimazi nokumazi ubaba. Abaqokela ukulala bengadlile ukuze sikwazi ukuphila thina izingane zabo. Siyanibongela sengathi uNkulunkulu angalula isandla abantwana benu bethole imisebenzi. Your children have made you proud, and I promise you that they will never forget the support you gave them throughout the university years. Parents, this success is your success. The degrees belong to you. Maybe some of the students here are the first graduates of the family. They have broken a generational blockage, and they will open doors for success, more joy and happiness. Let us celebrate and be thankful to God and our ancestors for this wonderful blessing today. One of the important things that I would like to share with you is that as we understand the status quo of our country, we therefore have a task as young people when we go out there to advocate for the socialist system and abolish any form of capitalism and Eurocentrism by making certain that all means of production are owned by the majority, not the few. We must be inspired by the words of the late former black South African leader, Chris Hani, when he defined socialism in the simplest term, and I quote, socialism is not about big concepts and heavy theory. Socialism is about decent shelter for those who are homeless. It is about water for those who have no safe drinking water. It is about health care. It is about a life of dignity for the old. It is about overcoming the huge divide between urban and rural areas. It is about a decent education for all our people. Socialism is about rolling back the tyranny of the market. As long as the economy is dominated by the unelected privileged few, the case of socialism will exist. And I close quote. In conclusion, Denzel Washington reminds us that there's a lot of joy to be found in reflecting upon your experiences as you work toward your dreams. Learn to laugh at your failures, smile at your wins, and don't be afraid to laugh at yourself. The journey is not ended, but we must strive for newer and better challenges. Our graduation serves as a stepping stone as we move forward into the outside world. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that you will fly the flag of our institution and make us and your families proud. Again, siyafisa as the SRC ukuthi maniphuma la niyithole imisebenzi lenifundele singaboni senisebenza koboxer sinifisela okuhle kodwa. With all that, I thank you, siyabonga kakhulu.
I see that Comrade SG has to make sure that he's still got his diploma in his hands. He can't leave it on the chair. He wants to protect it. Keep it well. Thank you very much. Acting Chancellor, Professor Mtose, Acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Kunene, University of Zululand Management, both EXCO and MANCO, academic and support staff, President of Convocation and Alumni in Absentia, representatives from the Mkonazi Traditional Authority, chiefs of local traditional authorities, SRC representatives, the guest speaker, Mr. Abota, mayors of districts, local municipalities, and special guests, business partners, parents, guardians, relatives, and sponsors, and importantly, of course, you, the graduate. Just before I continue, I was lucky to sit next to the guest speaker, and he talked about the 5 parts of the the pencil. And I asked him, I said, I think you forgot one last part. The many times when you sharpen that pencil, it gets shorter and shorter. But it still is very useful. For many of us who use the pencil, you can be as a pensioner like myself, but you can still be relevant. Even when you are short, you will continue to be a pencil. Let me start off by one of the many quotations and many addresses by President Nelson Mandela, who said that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. End of quote. A graduation signifies many things. It indicates progress, growth, and transformation. I am honored to share this momentous occasion with you. This graduation is a validation of your hard work and dedication through the very trying circumstances, including the perilous global pandemic and the energy crisis, which of course has translated into load shedding. But we congratulate you for ensuring that you complete your studies. Your graduation has placed you in good stead to navigate through the challenges of life. Stay focused on your goals, otherwise the time and effort and money that you have spent at the university will be wasted. Your journey as a student may come to an end today, but you must never stop learning, for your success should be a springboard to greater success. Please remember too that success at work is not achieved in the first month of your getting onto the position. It requires dedication, it requires increased hard work, and most importantly, as perhaps our own Chancellor would say, must depend on integrity. So keep your integrity, especially for you as teachers. I wish to express on behalf of Council Our gratitude to the key role players in your journey that, in spite of all the challenges, collectively contributed to making this a success. The Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellors, the Deans of respective faculties, the Office of the Registrar, the Communication and Marketing Division, the Protective Services Division, the Information and Communication Technology Division, the Physical Planning and Operations Department, the Health Services, of course, Dr. Mashaba and Sister Mkwanazi, the cleaning staff of the university, the SRC, of course, you graduates and extended families. Congratulations once again as a class of 2022, now it's 2023, and best wishes. Thank you very much. Siyabonga, enkosi, bayadanke.
Honored guests, I hereby declare this graduation session officially closed. On behalf of the congregation, I thank you for your presence in this ceremony, and I request everyone to stand.
Viva Nos